It has now been 4 years since the Cincinnati Bengals have made the Super Bowl and they almost won. But due to Aaron Donald and Matthew Stafford doing some crazy things that game, they end up losing. But with a young, exciting quarterback, really good receivers, we were seeing how would they progress in their NFL careers. And following in 2022, they made the AFC Championship game, but due to some dumb-headed plays, they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. And ever since then, they have not made the playoffs. And due to some unfortunate injury luck, some very bad defenses, the Cincinnati Bengals have just not reached that 2021 form. And heading into 2026, I do feel like this is going to be the final make it or break it year. And it all starts this offseason, the way that they draft, they build around Joe Burrow, build a better defense. In today's video, we're just going to talk about it. Now, before we get into today's video, man, big shout out to everybody who subscribed. We're at 140 subscribers, man. Big shout out to y'all. Hey, man, if you like the video, make sure you like it and subscribe and comment down your favorite part, or if I'm wrong, comment down some teams that you want me to talk about. Now, first things first, you'll be very surprised to hear this, but the Bengals have about $56 million in salary cap space going into 2026 offseason, which is a lot for them. Okay, they have a top 5 quarterback on the payroll, they have 2 star receivers on their payroll, but there is one major factor about that. They haven't paid their best defender in Trey Hendrickson. Hey, look, bro, he came into that offseason in 2025 and said, look, I had 17.5 sacks back-to-back years. Give me my money. Myles Garrett just got paid. Max Crosby. These dudes just got massive deals. I need my money. And the Bengals said no. Okay. And then Micah Parsons gets traded and he gets paid. And this makes this situation a lot worse. You keep kicking the can down the road. And this is where it has gotten you. A very bad defense with a star edge rusher that's commanding north of what, like $55 million? Well, maybe not that much, but Micah Parsons did get 40 years, 186, and that's $46.5 million on average. So Trey is going to come back to them and say, look, I'm gonna need at least that 47, 48, 50, if you're feeling generous, but he's going to at least say, I want Micah Parsons money, and rightfully so. Again, 17.5 sacks back-to-back on a poorly constructed defense. And this year, he didn't play the full year. He played about 7 games, had a couple sacks. But now, me personally, I do think both sides will come to the agreement. However much money it is what it is. Once that ticket drops, hey, perfect. He got his money, perfect. But losing Trey Hendrickson due to this contract not being fulfilled, it would be a massive blow to that defense, to that team overall. Like, again, they already have a very poor defense, and losing your best defender due to some contract stuff, like that would not look good for the Bengals. Now, I'm sure he's not going to take up all $50 million, in the cap space or whatever, the contract stuff. And I'm sure they're going to make some cuts here and there to try and, save some room. But first off, they got to make a lot of improvements to that defense. Like, they need more edge rushing depth. They need more interior defensive line help. And there are some guys out there, some veteran guys out there that can come to this team and help them immediately. Guys like DJ Reader, Sebastian Joseph, Leonard Floyd. You have Khalil Mack, which he may be just a little bit too pricey, but there are some guys out there basically that are veterans, that are proven talent, that can help this team immediately and be some really good depth pieces around Hendrickson. Now, there are 2 things that I kind of want to sprinkle in real quick. Number one, Shamar Stewart, that was just a joke of a draft pick when he got selected. Coming out of Texas A&M, I did not expect him to go in the first round. He was a complete project piece, and then the whole contract thing, people wanted him to just play really good, and he flopped. He had only 1 sack in 8 games, and I know he didn't play the full year, but he didn't look that good as a rookie to me. And again, coming out of Texas A&M, he was a complete project piece. He only had 2.5 sacks coming into the draft, right, out of Texas A&M. So it wasn't dominant in college. Why did he get selected that high in the NFL? And then to kind of add on to that, the Bengals was one of the worst teams in the NFL at pressure rates and as a team in getting sacks. And again, if you lose your best defender due to some contract stuff, it's going to get a lot worse. And so I'm hoping that they can retain Trey Hendrickson, because if they don't, it's going to be laughable. Now, another thing that this may go under the radar, but the Bengals need a real backup quarterback somehow, some way. Whether it's Russell Wilson, Malik Willis, they trade for Jacoby Brissett. Like, they need to get a real backup quarterback, because if Joe Burrow goes down, which at this point every year he goes down with an injury, you need somebody to kind of have the ship still floating, right, and not driving the boat but keeping it afloat. And Joe Flacco came in, yeah, Magic Joe. When he got traded there, look alright, but before that, it was laughable. They need to get a real backup quarterback in as an insurance plan in case Joe Burrow goes down. Now, going to the NFL draft, they have the 10th overall pick, and this is a really good spot for them, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of players available at number 10. Obviously, not everybody can go 1 through 9. So, and add the fact that they were still early in the draft process and all this and that, so things can change. Okay, I get that. But a guy like David Bailey or a Francis Muliga from Miami, hopefully I said his last name correctly, would be immediate impacts. Number one, the tackle, like O-line help, is still a need for the Bengals. And number two, David Bailey, again, you need D-line help. You need another edge. I don't think Shamar Stewart is the guy for you. So if you can trade up, or if David Bailey falls into your lap, please take him. Now, overall, going into 2026, I do think that, again, this is going to be a like the final year of the make it or break it year. Is Joe Burrow going to be a quarterback? Is Jamar Chase going to get frustrated? Is T. Higgins going to get fed up? Like, somebody's going to get fed up between those three. And if one of them goes, like, the ship will sink very fast. If Joe goes, everything's gone. If Chase goes, okay, you still got Higgins. If Higgins goes, it's like, okay, we're just going to double team Jamar. So if one of the three goes, something like this is going to end very, very poorly for the Bengals. And again, they need to have that 2021 spark again before everything blows up in their face. And finally, is Zach Taylor the guy? Is he the voice for the Cincinnati Bengals? And to me, I don't think so. Now, yes, his first 4 years, 2 out the 4 years, he made the AFC Championship game and he made the Super Bowl in his third year with the Bengals. But ever since then, he really hasn't done too much. And after seeing Sean McDermott, Mike Tomlin, and John Harbaugh all get fired from these luxurious jobs, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals moved on from him post 2026. And that job would be such a high demand. Oh, well, any coaching job is high demand, but that job would be the job to get. You have a top 5 quarterback, you have a top 3 receiver, you have a top 3 number 2 receiver. Like, I mean, that job would be such, like, I need that job immediately if they can keep all 3 guys together and Zach Taylor gets fired. But those are my thoughts going into 2026 offseason for the Bengals. I'm hoping, again, they can pick the pieces back up, and have a strong 2026 season. But if not, I do believe that this is the final year of the Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins experiment. Now, give me your thoughts. If you like the video, make sure you like it and subscribe, and we are out. Peace.